4 o'clock. All right, 7:30. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call the roll.
His Honor the Mayor.
Here.
Counselor Walton.
Here.
Counselor Burge.
Here.
Counselor Vanucci.
Here.
Counselor Walker.
Here.
Counselor Gosick.
Here.
Counselor Plunkett.
Here.
Counselor Allen. Here. All present.
Thank you. I have several items under the mayor's report to share. It's been a busy 7 days. Item number one, on Saturday, I was invited to the VFW 5885 on Bronson Street for the Veteran of the Year event. The Veteran of the Year for 2024, in case you don't know, is a guy by the name of John W. Allen Jr. Just a little quick bio. He enlisted in the U.S. Army in 1978, was dishonorable discharged in 1982 from Fort Hood, Texas. And I'd like to congratulate Mr. Allen here. At the event on Saturday, I did present him with a proclamation as well as a jacket and a hat that said Veteran of the Year, which was supplied by the VFW. Item number two on my list for mayor's report. In the interest of full transparency, in case you haven't seen this on the city website or Facebook page, the annual Independence Day Parade will be Sunday, July 7th, starting at 1 p.m. Directly following the parade will be our block party here on West 1st Street between Bridge and Oneida Street. And that runs from approximately 2 to 10 o'clock. The Community Development Office and others have been planning the parade since the beginning of the year. And several months ago, they asked me a question. I didn't realize this is something that I had to be involved with, but they asked me who the Grand Marshal would be. And I gave it some thought, and I suggested this particular person. I don't know if anybody gets the Palladium Times, but I selected Paul Lear, the longtime director of Fort Ontario. So he's retiring, as most of you know. He was the director of the Fort Ontario Historic Site for 25 years. He retired on June 19th, and I offered it, and he accepted. So he'll be the Grand Marshal for the parade this year. Item number three on my list is something that hopefully you will see on the city web page or on Facebook if you look at the city web or city Facebook page. The parade route has been changed slightly. It still starts at Layton School, takes a left on Liberty, goes to Bridge Street, takes a right onto Bridge, and it proceeds east. The change is actually as it crosses the bridge and goes east, it will take a left on East 4th Street heading directly to the Fort Ontario. In years past, it had gone 3 more blocks to East 7th Street. This change was recommended by the event committee, which reviews all events for the city, and primarily it's a safety issue. There were several factors that came into this decision. One is during July, when it's pretty hot, it's sometimes in the 90s. I know from firsthand experience walking on that pavement, it could probably be over 100 degrees. Some of us in this room have walked that. I see you in the room. And the safety issue is concerning some of these bands, high school bands. They're dressed in full uniforms, and heat stroke and heat exhaustion is an issue. The second, so by shortening it by 3 blocks, that hopefully will help that situation. The other situation was when they were taking a left on East 7th Street. It wasn't a problem years ago until they filled in that tunnel that went underneath what was it, Van Buren Street? Schuyler Street. And then when that was filled in, now it creates a T intersection at Schuyler. And they experienced the last couple of years a situation where the parade got backed up at that point because as you approached the T intersection, things slowed down or stopped, and you had people slowed down, and there's a lot of kids running around. So now it's going to go down East 4th Street. It'll be a straight shot into the Fort parking area, and there won't be any delay. So those are the changes on the parade for this year. The fourth item and the last item on my list for today is, this morning I had the opportunity to attend the Oswego County Transportation Forum in Fulton, New York. It was at the Polish Home. Started at 8:30 this morning and ended around noon. It was an opportunity for a group of people from different organizations and governments to sit down and discuss various topics in relation to transportation in our county. Three of the items that were really the main focus was what's working well for transportation in our community, what are the transportation challenges in Oswego County, and number three, what ideas for improving transportation did we have in our county. Participants today included the Richard S. Shinneman Foundation, the Oswego County Workforce New York, Oswego County Department of Mobility Management, Oswego County Opportunities, City BOCES, Farnham Family Services, and Lift Equity and Advancement Collaborative. Transportation is critical for just about everything we do here. Shopping, going to work, daycare, doctor's appointments, and many other errands. It was a very interesting forum I learned a lot about the issues that concern our residents here in Oswego. So I hope to use some of those ideas and initiatives going forward to address the problem here in our own community. And that is the mayor's report. Please call Resolution 166, please.
Excuse me, I have something to report from the Fifth Ward.
There's nothing listed here. You want to wait till the end of the meeting?
Councilors no longer have the opportunity to give a report at meetings since I hadn't been informed of the change of protocol.
Do you have
I'd
the
be happy
agenda?
to wait till the end, that's
Do you have
fine.
the agenda in front of you?
I said I'd be happy to wait till the end, that's fine.
Okay. All
Usually
right.
the mayor has asked for the last
It-
10 years if the councilors had anything to report on. This is the first time, except for the last meeting, that hasn't been the standard procedure. So I'd be more than happy to wait till the end.
Thank you. Please call Resolution 166, please.
Approve minutes common council meeting held June 10th, 2024.
Councilor Burge, Councilor Plunkett. Any concerns, questions? Please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Counselor Burge. Yes. Counselor Vanucci.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 167.
Approve use of public space, Stephen Sprouson, owner of commercial space located at 40 West Oneida Street, in order to have a curb cut and replacement fence installed.
Councilor Walton, Councilor Vanucci. Any comments? Please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Counselor Burge. Yes. Counselor Vanucci.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 168.
Approve use of public space, Graham Barney, in order to host a party in the park on Saturday, July 27th, 2024, in the Water Street Square.
Councilor Allen, Councilor Vanucci. Any comments? Please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Counselor Burge. Yes. Counselor Vanucci.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Call Resolution 169.
Approve use of public space, Chris Mataloni, in order to host an informational event at Brightbeck Park on Saturday, August 3rd, 2024.
Councilor Plunkett, Councilor Vanucci. Any comments? Please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Counselor Burge. Yes. Counselor Vanucci.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 170.
Approve use of public space, Michelle Horgan, on behalf of the Oswego Health Foundation, in order to place 3 yard signs in various locations to promote their For Your Health 5K health and wellness event.
Councilor Walker, Councilor Burridge. Any comments? Please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Counselor Burge. Yes. Counselor Vanucci.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Call Resolution 171.
Authorize mayor to sign a 5-year agreement with the Ontario Centre for Performing Arts Incorporated for the lease of the McRobie Centre to house their venue, effective July 1st, 2024.
Councilor Walton, Councilor Allen. Any comments? Please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Yes.
Counselor Vanucci.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gosek.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Call Resolution 172.
Authorize mayor to sign a professional services proposal with Labella Associates DPC for the proposed police station and further authorize the city chamberlain to advance funds in the amount of $1,035,000.
Counselor Burge, Counselor Allen. Any comments? Please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Yes.
Counselor Vanucci.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gosek.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 173.
Authorize city chamberlain to complete 2 intra-departmental transfer of funds within the High Dam in the total amount of $15,300 to cover costs associated with a shared services agreement with Brookfield.
Counselor Plunkett, Counselor Walton. Any comments? Please call the, please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Yes.
Counselor Vanucci.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gosek.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Call Resolution 174.
Authorize city chamberlain to complete 2 transfer of funds in the total amount of $98,000 to cover costs associated with purchasing a new mobile stage.
Counselor Allen, Counselor Plunkett. Any comments? One quick thing I just want to point out, I don't know if it was cleared up on committee last week, but this purchase is not going to happen, it won't be delivered next week. It's something that has to be built, and they're telling us 12 to 18 months. So it's going to be a while. It'll be next year before we see this. But the current bandstand will suffice, and we'll keep it running as long as we can. It shouldn't be an issue, but I just want everybody to know it's not going to be delivered anytime soon. Please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Yes.
Counselor Vanucci.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gosek.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 175.
Approve sale of several city bid properties.
Counselor Burge, Counselor Vanucci. Any comments? Please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Counselor Burge.
Yes.
Counselor Vanucci.
Yes.
Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Gosek.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
That's the last item. Is there any unfinished business to attend to? Counselor Gozick?
Yes, thank you. Just wanted to make final remarks tonight. Since July 1st, our city tax roll becomes official, I want to make final remark on the last 4 months of the reassessment process. And I just preface my remarks, number one, I apologize to any citizens. I didn't mean to give them any false hope. I was misinformed. I thought we were going to be voting on the tax roll. As it turns out, I did check with NICOM, and that it's based on your city charter. So I think it's something in the future should we look at including in the charter to expand the power of the legislative branch. But unfortunately, it is an enumerated power, so there isn't going to be a vote. But with that having been said, I have prepared remarks. I just wanted to preface it with a couple things. One, having said that, there have been questions that have been left unanswered, right? The council was misinformed. Everybody's gone over it. I won't rehash it all. We haven't received answers. I requested over a month ago. Additionally, clarification could have been made on the fact that we weren't going to vote, but for some reason it wasn't made. But with that having been said, I'd like to read my prepared remarks and leave it at that. As we all know, the city tax roll for 2024 goes to the county and becomes official July 1st. In light of that knowledge, I believe it's fitting to make one final statement regarding the botched revaluation of property and the ensuing reassessment that's going to negatively impact a majority of the residents of our city as a result of the increased taxes on homeowners, increased rents on tenants that are coming in the near future. Make no mistake about it, now that the city of Oswego properties are assessed to full value, quote unquote, and all the other properties in the counties have not been in our county have not been reassessed at the same time, we'll be paying more than the rest of the county's properties for both county and school taxes. Even if the rate comes down for county and school, the people of Oswego City will be paying more than their fair share because the reassessment was not performed countywide. Once again, the working class people of Oswego get left holding the bag. We promised our constituents that their reassessments would be fair, equitable, and correct, but they were anything but. Councilor Vanucci and I did everything within our power to be responsive to the concerns of both our most outspoken constituents, and our most vulnerable citizens. And, I'll just take a side to thank all the citizens we met with over the months. We formed a committee, people that I would like to thank particularly, Bill Meyer, Carol Thompson. If I leave anybody out, I apologize. My father included, Counselor Vanucci, Brian Parkhurst, I believe George Valentine attended, Sue Sweet. We had Chance Kennedy attended, several. Lots of people, I'm probably leaving out others, so I apologize. And I know Brandon Walker came as well. But there was, of course, people and citizens that worked hard in lieu of the fact that we didn't have, proper legal services at our disposal. Unfortunately, maybe we could have done more. But again, we did everything in our power to help those most vulnerable citizens, particularly working families and senior citizens on fixed incomes. We heard from one tonight, Mary. I'm proud to say we fought the good fight and we stood up for Oswego's older adults who are on Social Security and have lived in their homes for decades. We stood up for the fledgling new families in their homes. We stood up for single parents renting an apartment, working 2, sometimes 3 jobs, trying to make ends meet. However, at the end of the day, admit it, we failed. Common sense, it gave way to arrogance. Common good was sacrificed for special interests. And the Commonwealth itself was undermined by party loyalty. Mark my words, the increases in assessment and taxes sanctioned by this council and this administration will have a profound impact on those people, the elderly, the single parents, the new families, first-time homeowners, and their ability to afford their homes. It's truly a shame. And I can't help but throw in, maybe a better word to describe it would be a sham. We heard the arguments defending the 24%. People are still asking, and no one could give them an answer. Was this a plan to gentrify? People asked to bring the Micron people in and to move out the old stock of Oswegonians. Was it a money grab to generate revenue for the school district and the county because they needed more money to fill their coffers made behind closed doors? We don't know. We haven't got a straight answer. Or was it just a way to reward the financial backers of the people that supported it? We heard so eloquently from so many of our citizens. The one that sticks out to me is John Glennon, 79, almost 80. You might recall the chimney sweeper. And he so aptly put it, ironically, maybe it was just to support the Oswego oligarchs. We don't know. But anyway, I've heard it said, well, the city will attempt to mitigate this problem. Councilor Vanucci and I met with the assessor, Kevin Hill, and he told us, we're going to try to put programs in place afterward to help people, public assistance, various, tax breaks, welfare programs, to help those suffering the worst financial duress brought upon them by the increased cost of living that's going to result from this reassessment. But I say, what of dignity? What of human dignity? What do Americans pride more than their individuality, their ability to pull their own weight, to be able to not have to go and ask for handouts? Where is the dignity in that? We pauperize our citizens and then provide handouts. In my opinion, it's despicable. It's disgraceful. What are the quality of life? Okay, we've done so much this time I've been on the council. If you go back and look, what do you want to see in the city that hasn't improved? Our marina, our neighborhood parks, the sidewalks, the streets, our downtown. I could go on and on. But for what? When we're going to see the quality of life for people just like myself, working people that work 2 jobs, that are going to be having to basically pick and choose, what they're spending their money on. Think about it, a couple $100 a month, a few thousand extra dollars a year. To the few that can afford it, no big deal. It's no skin off their teeth. But to the working people, to the working stiffs out there trying to make ends meet, or for the retired people on fixed incomes, it's gas to get to work or food on the table for their kids. To the elderly, again, it might be heat or medicine. It's truly unconscionable, in my opinion. In the decade I served on the council, there have been many contentious issues and tough votes, but none so consequential as the vote that took place back in April 2024 here, when a resolution was put forth calling for the council to authorize the mayor to rescind the flawed revaluation done by GAR. Everybody admitted that it was flawed. One of my kids in class watched the whole video in my economics class, and he came back to me the next day and he said, Mr. Gosick, he said, I got a question. I said, you watched that whole thing? Are you kidding me? I showed him a little clip here and there because we were talking about economics and government, how they overlap. And the kid came to me and said, I got one question for you. He said, every city councilor agreed that the reassessment and the revaluation was flawed. Why would they vote for it? I just threw my hands up. But again, we go back here. That resolution was put forth calling for the council to authorize the mayor to rescind the flawed revaluation done by GAR and throw out the reassessment, which would have effectively reinstated the 2020 tax roll. It was in our power to do so. But rather than listening to those concerns, the legitimate concerns of so many of our fellow community members regarding the potentially devastating financial impact this reassessment would have on them, this council turned a deaf ear and took cover behind the mayor and his administrative team, effectively subverting the will of the majority of Oswegonians. And I might add, in this whole process over 4 months, not once was the public allowed to engage their elected representatives and legislative branch of government face-to-face on the floor of this council. I made an effort the very first week to do that, to allow the people to come to speak. We didn't have a final vote on the tax roll. And I might add, to the fact that we turned a deaf ear, that the silence was deafening. And that's why Jesse and myself received so many calls and texts and emails from people all over the city looking for someone who would listen. I could go on and on reiterating the valid points made and heart-wrenching testimonies given by dozens of our most civic-minded citizens over the past 4 months. But at this point, what would be the point? The bottom line is this. There's nothing worse. Little pause for dramatic effect. There's nothing worse than when the government lets their people down. And that's just what happened here. And I'd like to wrap up with one person that I did disappoint that sent me a message this week. He's a teacher's aide. He lives in my ward, and he's a single parent. And he sent me a letter. I feel bad because he read the story in the paper a week ago or online where I had done an interview and said, if people come down, we must have to vote on this. And there is no vote on the tax roll. But here's what he said. I wanted to wrap up with this. And this will be the last thing I have to say, so I appreciate your patience. But here's what he said. I wanted to add my voice to the chorus. He couldn't make it here, and he thought there was going to be a vote. He said, I wanted to add my voice to the chorus of outrage over the new property assessments and encourage the councilors to reject the proposed tax roll. When you're living in a house previously assessed for $40,000, the property is in desperate need of new siding and windows, suddenly you're told the house is assessed for over $100,000 with all the associated tax increases. It's a major economic threat, an economic threat that hits working-class property owners the hardest. I implore the Republican Council to prove wrong those who associate Republican governance with serving the interests of wealth and privilege over and above the interests of working people, reject these wildly inflated assessments, and do right by the people of this community. Yeah, you guys had your chance. I'm all done. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anybody else on the council? Our city attorney, would you like to?
I do
Say a few
have,
words?
I guess, 2 points. First, Resolution 172, again, the sake of transparency, what the clerk read, I think the monetary amount is incorrect. It was read as $1,035,000. The resolution is for $1,035,500. The resolution's correct. You voted on the resolution. I don't think there's a need to change anything. I just wanted to make sure that the public had the correct figures. That's for Resolution 172. And then lastly, appreciate Councilor Gozik's comments. I do want to once again reiterate, and I'm glad that he reached out to NICOM because there is, they have excellent resources there. Our city charter, section C-1825, reads as follows. The Common Council shall have no power or authority to rescind or annul any lawful assessment or to refund or remit any lawful tax or assessment or to compromise any lawful basic tax or sale. Period. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else? Seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn? Counselor Plunkett, Counselor Burridge. Please call the roll.
Counselor Plunkett.
Yes.
Counselor Allen. Yes. Counselor Walton.
Yes.
Counselor Burridge. Yes. Counselor Benucci.
Yes.
Counselor Walker. Yes. Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Resolution passes 7-0.
Thank you, everyone.